This is TWiT.
It's time for the gift guide for food. Hey, guess what? Potatoes are done. Isn't that cool? Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
That's the magic sound that the June oven makes when potatoes are done. You know, I brought everything except I forgot one thing.
Your muffs for your hands?
Yeah, I forgot pot holders. But look how nice those look. And that, I did not do anything but say, these are potatoes. Cook them however you would for roasted potatoes. They've got a nice crust. They're delicious. That's the June oven. And I was able to watch that. I can, in fact, if you want, I'll show you the instant replay of those potatoes cooking. They came out just great. Another alarm, by the way. It looks like our eggs are done in our Mellow cooker. So let's talk a little bit about this. First, I'll start with the June oven. $1,400. It's an internet-connected oven that's actually running Android. In fact, if you look at the control screen on the front, it actually looks, it's about the size and shape of an Android phone, and it has a couple of interesting features. In fact, let me come back over here and show you. For one thing, if you put something in, as I did with the potatoes, you can tell that it has a camera, and it will say, that looks like, it actually said potatoes or Brussels sprouts. You pick it, and then it will just cook it. But it also has built-in presets for a variety of foods: vegetables, seafood, poultry, meat, frozen foods, baked goods, toast, nuts, all kinds of baked goods. So you can go by that as well. The camera's usually pretty accurate, but it's nice to be able to take the presets. It'll even, oh, our Echo just woke up. It'll even just work as a regular toaster oven where you could toast, broil, bake. It's a convection oven. It has a fan. And these are special heating coils.
Hello.
Hello. These are ceramic heating coils. And one of the nice things about ceramic heating coils, they preheat very quickly. They come to temperature very fast, and they cook very evenly. So I'm really, I know it's an expensive toaster oven, but I kind of love how well it cooks. Let's see, what else can I show you? You can do slow cooking, you can do roasting and baking. I can go through this menu: broiling, toasting. It does a great job of reheating pizza. You could put it on reheat. There's a keep warm. There's even a scale. Now this is kind of wild. So the way that it knows what's in here is it has a camera and it has feet. It knows how much your meat weighs. It knows how much your potatoes weigh. It has special weighing feet. And so I've turned it into scale mode. You see, it's already zeroed out even though the potatoes are on top of there. If I put the salt on there, it's going to tell me, oh yeah, that is 6 ounces. Is that wild?
So it's good if you're like counting calories and like, oh,
you can use it as a food scale.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if I would, but you could use it as a food scale. You'll see the Android heritage when you go into settings. It has a lot of kind of Android style settings. It has a clock. You pair it to your Wi-Fi. You pair it to your phone. You can see cooking, set cooking from away from home on the Wi-Fi. I really, as expensive as it is for $1,400, I really think it's a nice oven. Let's just put a little salt on here.
Does it, if your Wi-Fi is not working, does
you can
it
still use it, absolutely. You just everything works, you just don't get the connectivity. Now, here's something else I really like that's a little weird. It's a little expensive. This is a sous vide cooker called Mellow. I've got 2 sous vides here. In fact, for most of the time, I use the Anova. It's inexpensive. It's about $130. What sous vide is, it's French for under vacuum. And what you're doing is you're slow cooking, very slow cooking foods in a water bath. So the fundamental item in a sous vide cooker is a recirculating pump that has a very accurate temperature sensor. These are common in labs. In fact, that's, I think, probably how it started, was some chemist somewhere said, you know, I could probably use this recirculating heater and cook my fish. But then chefs started using it in restaurants. If you think about a restaurant where you have to have 100 different cuts of meat, some medium, some well done, you have to have fish, you have to have, if you sous vide them ahead of time, they're fully cooked. They're fully cooked. This one is a salmon that's been sous videing exactly 115 degrees. That's very low temperature. It's not boiling. It's not even really that hot. I could stick my hand in here. But if it's time plus temperature, that means it's fully cooked. And actually, the temperature is going down now because I've stopped it, because we're going to take it out in a second. And it's ready to eat. This is the Mellow, which does something even more special. And I'll show you the Mellow software on here. What Mellow also has a scale in it. This is a plain old water bath. When you put something in the Mellow, the scale senses there's weight and says, oh, I see you've put something in. What would you like to cook today? Let's say I wanted to cook something in the pork family. Baby back ribs, pork belly, pork cheeks. I like to do pork chops. And what you do is you say how big they are. These are half-inch cut. And then you say how well you want it to cook. Rare, medium rare. You don't have to really know anything about temperatures and times. You say cook. It's going to say when do you want it done. When you tell it when, yeah, right now it's not going to because I just finished the eggs. When you want it done. And what happens, so I'll give you an example. And this is one of the problems with sous vide. You have to be around to start it. And an hour or two later, you have to be around to cook it. Most people, you get home at 5 o'clock, you want to eat at 6, there's not enough time to sous vide.
You can't do it from home? I mean, from like work, from an app?
You can with the Mellow. So here's what happens. In the morning, actually the night, I say, I want soft-boiled eggs when I get up at 7. Now, I'm not going to get up at 5:30 so that I'll have eggs at 7. So what I do is I put the eggs in here. It says, oh, you want to make some eggs? What kind of eggs do you want to make? How do you want to make them? Creamy, velvety? What kind of yolks do you want? You tell it, and then it says, what time do you want to eat? And I say 7 a.m. You put the eggs in, it's going to keep them cool. This Mellow is different from the Anova. The Mellow cools and heats. So it's going to keep them cool. It keeps them down at 48 degrees, just like in your refrigerator, until an hour and a half, or whatever the cooking time is before, and then turns on and starts cooking. That is remarkable, because it means you can put your steak in when you go to work, ignore it. You can check it, of course, from work, and if you decide to delay it, you can even do that via the Wi-Fi at work. But it'll be ready when you get home. So let me get these soft-boiled eggs out of here, because I think
cooking vegetables in there.
Well,
see that?
You could cook anything in here that you could sous vide, and that of course includes vegetables and meats. Normally, you're going to put them in little bags, and that's what we did with the salmon. I'll show you that in a second. So these are done, and actually they were done a few minutes ago, but this will keep it kind of cooking, and it gave me an alert. One of the things I love about all of these devices is they let you know what's going on. So the Mellow actually gave me an alert and said, your food is done, would you like to get it out? And then it says, last time we made soft poached eggs, how good were those? So it'll ask you to rate them. And I'm not sure why, but my guess is it's slightly amending its recipes depending on your reactions. So that's kind of cool. So let's take these out and see. I chose the reason they call them poached is the whites are kind of runny and the yolk is very creamy. Really, sous videing eggs is one of the great things in the world to do. So I'm going to take this egg out. This temperature was only, I think it was 135 degrees. Now I brought my childhood soft-boiled egg cup.
Oh, adorable.
Isn't that adorable? I grew up my whole life eating soft-boiled eggs on this cup. Let's just see.
Did it ever bother you that the chicken was upside down? When
It's only upside down until you serve it upside down. You do this, and then you turn it over. Oh, now you could eat it out, and a lot of people do. In Britain, I've seen them do it, eating it out of the egg. But what I like to do is I like to get it out of the egg and put a little toast in there. But now, what's interesting is the yolk is creamy and custardy, and the white is a little bit runny. But I think it's going to be. I'm just going to scoop it out here. It's going to be the best tasting soft-boiled egg you've ever had in your life. And would you like a little salt and pepper in there?
Oh yeah, little salt, oh, it's so velvety, just as promised.
Isn't it?
Did you see inside there?
It's kind of good. A little salt, a little pepper, and just let you taste that. So I actually do this a lot for breakfast. It seems like a kind of a trivial use of a sous vide device. Okay. These are perfectly food safe. Now some people are going to say, well, if you don't get meat to 165 degrees or the egg to 160, you're not killing the bacteria, but you are, because it's not merely temperature, it's time. So because these are long cooking, this cooked for an hour and 20 minutes at 100, I can't remember, 130 degrees, it's definitely food safe to eat it. So those are the eggs. Let's take the salmon out. Now, I will show you there's one problem. There's one big problem with sous videing. It's fine for eggs, but when you're cooking meat or fish, there's no finish to it. Now, this salmon is perfectly cooked. You could eat it as it is. It's food safe, but you're going to see it looks kind of, well, underdone, right?
It doesn't look pretty.
It's not pretty. And that's because normal cooking methods also heat the outside. They kind of roast them a little bit. So we have ways to roast it. Now I say at home, I didn't bring this in because it's a full-size grill. At home I have a gas grill called a Solaire, and I love the Solaire. The Solaire is a big version of what I'm about to show you, which is called a Searzall. Ooh. So the Solaire is a gas grill, but instead of having the flames cook the meat or the fish, it actually heats ceramic elements, which get red, red hot, up to 1,000 degrees. It sears it very quickly. And frankly, that's what you really want. She's stepping back. I don't know.
Should we have safety goggles?
No, what the heck. If I can remember how to use this, I don't think we'll have any problem. So I should show you, this is actually just the kind of plumber's brazing torch, but it has a special attachment. That's the Searzall. And you see it has a metal screen. When I light the torch, you see that? The screen is going to get red hot. And that's how the Solaire grill works as well. It gets red hot, and then we can use it to very quickly, in effect, broil the fish. So I'm actually going to finish this. You could do this on a grill. You could do this with the Solaire, which is my preferred way to do it. Again, we're not cooking the fish here. We're just cooking the outside of the fish to give it a nice burnished kind of feel. And you can see this is quite hot. This is infrared heat that is now cooking it. And I would also do the backside of it. But it doesn't take very long. The Solaire is nice because you could do, of course, many patties or multiple steaks, and it still works as a regular grill to cook burgers and things like that. The Solaire's range in price from tabletop Solaires for just a few $100 to the big cookout grill for up to $3,000. This Searzall is only about $75, and you can buy it and just one of those standard torch burnishing tools. You see how nicely roasted that's getting? It actually gives it a very nice finish. Now, if we weren't on TV right now, I'd probably do the other side because, of course, the skin you want nice and crisp and so forth. But you can see how easy that is to do.
Now you can put it on Instagram. Now it's
Instagram ready. All right, so there you go. The Mellow. I think you can buy this right now at cookmellow.com for, is it $3.99? I believe it's $3.99. You'll save a lot of money if you go with Anova. This is the Wi-Fi. There's the Mellow. The Wi-Fi Anova has both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi one will let you do it from home or check it from home, and that's a little under $150. It's a better deal.
The Wi-Fi one says $200.
$200? Okay.
And the Bluetooth is $150.
Yeah, and I got the Bluetooth on a Black Friday deal for $100. So actually it was Prime Day. And by the way, I should point out this great book. We interviewed, and we've actually done sous vide on the show before, you may remember, with Kenji Lopez Alt. This is his book, The Food Lab. A great gift if you've got somebody in the family who's a cook. Lots of great pictures, lots of information about sous vide, but also the science of cooking. Kenji is an amazing guy, and if you didn't see our sous vide segment that we went and shot at his house last year, you might want to check that out. And this is another sous vide cookbook that actually the Mellow folks sent me, which I thought was pretty nice. I use my Mellow all the time, and I think it seems silly, just soft boiling eggs, but there's lots of things you can do with it. And man, that's going to be the best salmon you've ever had, those roast potatoes. We're done. I'm done with my side of the cooking show. Okay, well, oh, you know what? We didn't try the meter. Should we see how hot it is inside there? Oh, well, it's cooled off a little bit. All right, well, I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's flip it over.
Okay. Do you mind poking it, probing it?
I want to just cook the skin. See that? You don't want to serve that, do you?
No.
That doesn't look good, but oh boy, it tastes good. Holy cow. That tastes really good. I'm just gonna braise this a little bit. We'll be back after this word.
Okay, so can I use my thermometer?
Go ahead.
Okay.
So this is what a Bluetooth thermometer?
Bluetooth.
It's got a great name. The meter. M-E-A-T.
I'm gonna stick it in there.
E-R. There you go. That's a medium rare salmon steak.
See what it's telling me. It's
going up 100, 101.
So we could have set it up and decided what, to
102, it's going up a little bit.
Fish.
It's cooled off a little bit. That's about right. It's cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, so we used this last night with the roast.
I use Insta-Read thermometers all the time. You want to use them.
Right. I'm sorry I made a hole in your salmon.
That's all right. You're going to see all that delicious, buttery salmon flavor. So you could just stick that in anything and see what temperature
stick it in you. I won't.
All right. I won't do any more searsing. Okay, there you go.
So
now,
are you ready
what's
for some
next?
Beverages?
Yes, I'm ready to drink.
Should we go up first or down? Coffee or beer? Which do you want to do first?
Let's do the travel mug, because I could use some coffee.
Okay, this is from Ember. This is really, if you love coffee, this is what you need, or what anyone on your gift list who loves coffee.
You have the travel mug, but I have the ceramic mug version.
So yeah, if you hate cold coffee as much as I do, then you need this, because this will keep your coffee at whatever temperature you want it to keep. And you can see it's at 133 degrees.
Oh, that's cool.
What I like it, the way I like it.
But what's interesting is, so both of these have plates that you charge them with. They have little pogo pins that charge the mug. But then the mug itself has the heater.
Right.
So you don't have to keep it on the saucer to keep things warm.
No, you take it to work. It has a 2-hour battery.
So you can bring that in the car, which is
yes, great. And then I have since, and then you just drink it and it's still.
Ah, that's delicious.
If your favorite temperature is 120 degrees, if your favorite temperature is 180 degrees, because what I hate also is drinking scalding coffee. And like you put it into the travel mug, you're driving the kids to school, and you take a sip, and it's like, it's too hot. So now I would know.
This doesn't cool it.
Well, yeah, it will cool it depending on what your temperature is.
Okay. The Ember and the Ember travel mug, as you said, $150, the ceramic mug that I have. One of the Time Magazine best inventions of 2017.
Yeah, and that's ceramic. And if you really...
This is like a real coffee mug, which I kind of like.
And this is like a real travel coffee mug, but if you want to spend even more, if you already know someone with an Ember and they're on your gift list, you can buy a ceramic top for this.
I used this on Saturday, and it did keep my coffee warm. I had a little trouble pairing it. I don't know what was going on.
Oh,
so
I had no trouble.
It worked all right for you?
Yeah.
Bluetooth is always a little weird, right?
We should take a look at the app, because it's a really nicely designed app. And when it reaches the temperature, it will notify you on your Apple Watch. Your coffee is the right temperature. So I have it at 133. I could make it higher or lower. And yeah, pairing it also has lots of firmware updates.
I should mention that the Mellow and the June will also work with your Apple Watch to let you know your cooking is done.
You can also name mine was called Liquid Joy, but now I'm going to just call it Leo.
Your mug. You know, coffee's nice, but every once in a while I'd prefer a beer.
You would?
Do you have anything for me?
I do. Okay, so this is Fizzics.
The Whey Tap.
This was my Fizzics with an F. Fizzics.
Fizz.
I love.
So this claims that it can create the experience of draft beer. You put a bottle or a can in there, right? Mm-hmm. And then it feels like it's tapped using ultrasound, which sounds, I hate to say it, but what that sounds like to me is they agitate the beer with sound so it's fizzy.
Okay.
Is that what we're getting here? Let's try
do
it.
you like tapped
I like
beer?
Tap
beer? You don't like it better on the bottle?
I'm not sure why I like beer
A/B
on the tap.
test.
I usually think it's fresher.
Okay.
Is that why we like beer on tap?
Here's one straight from the bottle.
So this isn't going to make it any fresher. Yeah.
And then I open this up.
Yeah.
The Fizzics.
You put that in the. Oh, you don't even pour it in. You just put it right on top. Let me come around and pour myself a frothy beverage. Should I just pour it, or do I have to push a button?
No, you just like a tap. Oh, other way. Oh no, I guess. Oh. Yeah, that's
head.
That's the head.
That gives you head, and this gives you beer.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's everything you need in life. Okay.
So
it made a lot of fizz.
Yeah. Here, let me try to do it. Anthony gave me directions.
Now, I think the idea here is,
I've had a lot of
heard
practice
this,
with this, a lot more than you have, clearly.
that the head, you want a little head because that gives you the aromatics and the flavor.
Okay, well, you were going to...
I have a little bit more froth than this. Let's taste this. Oh, it's okay. I cannot pull a beer, somebody said. Okay. You don't get that beer mustache with the other one.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely better. It's frothing it up. It's not chilling it. It's not doing anything but frothing it up using ultrasound. The Fizzic Whey Tap. And that's if you like frothy beer, you could just shake it up. But if you like frothy beer,
I don't think so.
$129.
You could just light that salmon on fire too.
Yeah, you could. You know, actually, I have to say, it does taste more like beer on tap.
Yeah.
Anthony, you use this?
I mean, we just used it the other day.
You just used it the other day. All right. So it's not like something from your home, because it seems like you would like this. Anthony is a connoisseur of fine beers.
Let's just say, Leo, all of these items, like when you have people over, you're gonna impress them.
With my meter probe, my Fizzics Whey Tap, my Ember travel mug, my June oven, my Solaire Radiant Grill, my Searzall torch attachment, my Anova precision cooker, and my Mellow sous-vide. All of these can tie up the Wi-Fi in your house. Wow. Actually, I have to say, I wish the Mellow weren't so expensive, but I love this. I use this all the time. And I use our Anova all the time. And if you just want to try sous vide, that's what I'd recommend. But if you're ready to graduate, and by the way, it's okay to have two, Because you notice we had multiple dishes. You may want to do multiple sous vides. Did you really like that soft-boiled egg, or were you just pretending?
Oh, no, I really liked it. Let me take the meter out of it. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't want to, like, it's rude to eat on camera. I feel like you always invite me for the food shows. Why is that?
Because I know you like to eat.
I do.
We like to eat together.